It was one of those gray afternoons where the sky seems heavy with everything you left unsaid. Rain poured over the city, relentless and cold, drenching the sidewalks, blurring car headlights, and soaking lonely thoughts. Ryan Malik, a man of status and silence, pulled over near a small cafe on a quiet street. His chauffeur offered to get the coffee, but Ryan shook his head. "I need the walk," he muttered. But what he really needed was to feel something. As he entered the cafe, a bell above the door chimed softly. The scent of fresh coffee and cinnamon filled the air. It was warm, welcoming. Almost too kind for a man who had spent the last few years surrounded by steel, glass, and ambition. He glanced up toward the counter, and the breath caught in his chest. There she was. Saba. His ex-wife. Wearing a plain apron, pouring steamed milk into a ceramic mug, her brow slightly furrowed with focus. She looked older, no, wiser. Her beauty hadn't faded, it had transformed. She carried the kind of grace only pain could carve. Ryan froze, standing near the door, drenched in water and regret. Saba looked up, and their eyes met. Time fractured. 1,000 emotions surfaced in that moment: shock, silence, memories of laughter, the sound of slammed doors, and tears shed in rooms no longer theirs. But the true tremor came when Ryan saw the child. A little boy, not more than 2, sat on a cushion near the counter. Chubby cheeks. Bright, curious eyes. He played with a wooden toy truck, mumbling little sounds to himself. But it wasn't the innocence that shattered Ryan. It was the resemblance. The boy looked like him. Too much like him. Ryan stepped forward slowly, his voice a breath. "Is he?" Saba put the mug down, wiped her hands on a towel, and gave a small, steady nod. "Yes," she said. "He's your son." For a moment, Ryan forgot how to breathe. His voice cracked. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I did," she replied calmly. "You were just too busy being unreachable." Ryan remembered those days too well. The calls he ignored. The emails left unread. Back then, he thought cutting off all ties was cleaner, easier. "I thought I was doing the right thing," he said. "Focusing on my company, giving us both space. But now—" Saba interrupted gently, "Now you see what space really means." Ryan sat down at a nearby table, trying to process the weight of what he'd lost. "How did you do this alone?" he asked after a pause. Saba looked toward the child. "I worked here. Cleaned. Served tables. Took double shifts. I didn't have time to feel sorry for myself. I had someone else to live for." The little boy crawled closer, reaching toward Ryan's shoe. He looked up at him, and smiled. Just like Ryan used to smile when he was a child. That simple look, it tore through everything: pride, guilt, and loneliness. "I don't deserve this," Ryan whispered. "No, you don't," Saba agreed. "But he does. He deserves a father who sees him." There was a long silence between them. The jazz music in the cafe played faintly in the background. Outside, the rain began to soften. Ryan got up, walked over to the boy, and crouched down. Slowly, hesitantly, he extended his hands. The boy tilted his head, then walked into Ryan's arms like it was the most natural thing in the world. As Ryan held him, his eyes welled with tears. The weight of his success suddenly felt worthless. "I don't want to buy my way into his life," Ryan said. "I just want to be there. For the scraped knees, the birthdays, and the ordinary days." Saba watched them, her lips trembling. "He's already used to doing things without a dad. Don't come in if you plan on leaving again." "I won't," Ryan promised. "I left once and lost everything that mattered. I won't make that mistake again." The little boy giggled and tugged Ryan's tie. Saba walked over, knelt beside them, and for the first time in years, they all sat close. Like a family. No contracts. No money. Just heart. Sometimes the most powerful form of kindness isn't a grand gesture, it's the courage to return, to take responsibility, and to show up when it matters most. Life rarely offers second chances, but when it does, don't waste them. Choose love. Choose presence. And never underestimate the healing power of a simple act of connection.